It's the 45 show, the Steve Probst 45 show, out of the studios of WPMD.org, Cerritos College, Norwalk, California. That success.
No, Decca had no idea. That was George Goldner's idea. When we got to N Records, George wanted us to follow into the Platters style because the Platters, they were the biggest thing that was happening.
So you're another
their music.
You're another one of Richard Barrett's quote-unquote discoveries, because he brought Frankie Lyman, the Teenagers, and the Chantels, and all those great groups.
Yeah, right. And Little Anthony and the Imperials.
Oh, yeah. So. I mean, he was really a talent scout par excellence, wasn't he?
He really was.
But you already had your reputation in the R&B market, and the idea was to get over into the rock and roll market, right?
Right, exactly.
Now, when... who really owned End Records? Was it George Goldner or was it Morris Levy? Now, what was Morris?
Goldner lost it.
What was Morris Levy's role in the label?
None at all until George Goldner was a gambler.
Mm-hmm.
That's where all of our royalties went. He gambled. He had a gambling habit, and he used our royalty money. He used the Chantel's royalty, the Anthony and Imperials, Herb Cox.
Mm-hmm.
And his group, and so George lost the company to Morris Levy.
But Morris Levy wasn't in the background?
Nope.
Okay, well, I had heard that part of Goldner's gambling problem extended to the fact that he owed, Morris was backing him financially, and that he called in the...
But he was. Well, Morris was backing him.
Yeah.
But George, he really just lost the company.
Yeah.
And he had to join Morris Levy, and was it Roulette?
Mm-hmm.
I think, and yeah.
So Morris Levy brought him over to Roulette.
Right.
But he was operating Gone and End and all those labels at the same. It's
right.
very complicated, but the bottom line is the no royalties, huh? That's
no royalties.
Oh man, so that's a lesson to people that want to sign with a label. Make sure the guy that owns the label doesn't gamble. Yeah. Now, when you created Lovers Never Say Goodbye, but I have an early press of that record that has the title Please Wait for Me.
Right.
Was that the intended original title, or was it just put out that way?
George was rushing.
Mm-hmm.
And because that was the way we said, please wait for me, George was rushing, and he didn't take our time, so he called it in and said, okay, the name of the song is Please Wait for Me. And then after it came out, he said, no, George, it's called Lovers Never Say Goodbye. And so he had to had other copies made and changed the name.
How many copies got out with that original title, the mistake title?
I don't remember. I really don't remember.
Yeah.
I know George was mad because it was extra expense.
Yeah, that he could have put on the horse or a card game somewhere. Okay, so when you created Lovers Never Say Goodbye, tell me about the process, and then we'll go to it. And this one, unlike The Ladder of Love, I'll play this completely through. Trust me, I love the record.
Okay, I don't have too much more time because I'm in the studio, man. I'm paying for time right now in there.
Understood. But
let's have some fun. Come on.
What was the process in creating this song? And who's heard of it?
It was very easy. I wrote the song. I shared it with Paul Wilson, and I gave Paul 50% of it because he was my best buddy at the time. We were in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and I fell in love with this young lady, and we were really close. We would see each other every day, and I was just a kid. We were about 19 or 20. And she was young, and once the season was over in Atlantic City, she had to go to Europe to go to a college over there that her parents wanted to go to. And she was crying, and she didn't want to leave, and I really liked her a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, but I don't want to go, I don't want to go, I don't want to say goodbye. I said, lovers never say goodbye. Ooh, and that stuck out in my head, right?
Wow.
And so, we had a little farewell kiss. I said, just say so long. Lovers never say goodbye. And after she left, I went to my hotel. I took my guitar and I just used those words, and I came up with the chord structure. And if you remember "Are You Sorry" by My Whispers from Baltimore, you can hear where Lovers Never Say Goodbye came from. You know what I mean? Because I had the same kind of feel with that.
I'd love to do that, but I don't want to take too much time comparing the two. But I do have an original 45 on Gotham Records. You were a Baltimore group at that time.
Right.
Ooh.
And then the high part. This part comes now.
There's no reason to cry. Just say so long. So long, darling. Because lovers.
That's you on the high part. You know, one of the 2 or 3 major groups of the 1950s, the Flamingos. You guys were on top of the game. How did that change your lives? And then I'll let you go, Terry.
And we were just, because Alan Freed loved us so much. He did a few movies with us, and we did Jump Children in Alan Freed's movie, Go Johnny Go, and we were at our peak, man.
The dancing moves in Jump Children are just unbelievable.
I did great moves.
Oh,
great
man.
Moves.
Are you still making those moves?
Oh, sure I am in my mind.
Now, I'm going to ask you one more question and let you go. When I Only Have Eyes for You was put together, whose idea was that chibop chibop thing in the background? How'd that come about?
Listen, here's what. So I went back to my room, and I was laying on my bed, and I had my guitar. I would play a lot laying down while I was relaxing, and I was playing around with some chords, and I fell asleep. Now, this is the honest truth. I fell asleep, and I had a dream. And from that dream, I don't remember what the dream was about, but all I know is that I heard this ethereal sound. I heard shwap, 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 shwap. I heard the way the chords structure should be. I heard I only have eyes, which was my part. I heard the whole arrangement in my head. And at 4 o'clock in the morning, when I woke up, I grabbed my guitar. It was right there on my chest. And the chords, God just gave me the chords. It was right there. And I called the guys. I woke them up, got them to my room at 4 o'clock in the morning. They said, "Are you crazy?" I said, I went in the studio without George Goldner's permission, and I recorded it. My pleasure, Steve.
Thanks.
You have a good day.
Bye.
My love must be a kind of blind love. I can't see anyone but you.